Alright, guys, so we are back here for the Dropping the Bomb podcast. Um, he's no longer Sweeping Golem anymore. That's correct? Or is it
I
now?
am. I am Goteka.
Okay, that's your new name. And we're going to be talking about a various amount of things today, or tonight, whenever you guys are watching this. And most of you guys already know that I voiced my opinion on the 2014 gaming year, but I wanted to get his side of things because it's always good to get a second opinion. So let's just get into it. The 2014 gaming year. Goteka, your opinion on 2014 as a whole in gaming this year.
Well, I watched your video on this concept, and I have to agree 99.9%. Because, one, most of these games are either broken, unfinished, or delayed to get downgraded, and etc. Like, Watch Dogs has been absolutely Watch Dogs in 2012 at E3 was insanely very visually beautiful, and now it's just it just looks like your standard Ubisoft game. Like, I really thought they would hit it out of the ballpark with Watch Dogs as their new IP, but it seems like they haven't, but they kind of did. A lot of things are very mediocre with the game. Like the character is very uninteresting and very boring. But I will not bag on the gameplay, because the gameplay is indeed very well thought out and put together. And which also brings me to Unity, because they brought the stealth mechanics from Unity, from Watch Dogs to Unity, and IGN said it was what was it?
Unrefined stealth.
Oh, well, Watch Dogs stealth was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
I still have not touched Watch Dogs yet, but it's $31.49 now at EB, so I don't know if that's a reasonable price for Watch Dogs. I mean, have you played the game?
I played the game at a friend's house, yeah.
Would you say that 31 is acceptable?
He didn't say it. He got it when it was 40.
Ah.
And he said it was at least $20 to $15.
Ooh.
At best.
Damn.
Yeah.
It got a 7.8, I think, too, on no, it got a 7, I think, out of 10 on IGN. I'm not sure though. Not like we use that rating system as a whole, but
yeah,
if they give something that's not a shooter a high rating, you got to look into it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what my friend did. And he said the game's okay, but it's not. He still goes back to Assassin's Creed after he plays that game.
Look, when you talked about the stealth in Watch Dogs and how it was really good, I even found that as the Assassin's Creeds progress, I think that was one of I'm going to say few, but I could be wrong. The series that progressed as they went on. Like 2 was really good. 1 wasn't that great when it comes to gameplay and all the mechanics and stuff, but it was a 2007 game after all. And they didn't when a new IP comes out, they don't go all out on their first game. I think that was Watch Dogs and Destiny's mistake, was that they tried to go all out for their first game and deliver all of these promises and all of these aspects that we ended up not even getting. But with
Destiny.
but with Assassin's Creed, you could slowly see the series go on. Like 1 was okay, 2 was even better. Like 2 is a complete whole step up. 2 is it's like PS1 and then PS2. Like if you compare it, like PS1 was good, but then when PS2 came out, it was just mind blowing. And that's basically what Assassin's Creed 2 was, when you bring in the gameplay mechanics, the overall visuals of the game, and it just looked visually impressive. Then you get Brotherhood, which was amazing. Then you get Revelations, then 3, than all the other games afterwards, and you can slowly see the game getting better and better and better and more smooth, and the gameplay being more fluid. Now, in Black
Right.
Flag, you can hide behind like I noticed you can hide behind trees and all that. Like
Mm.
if you were supposed to be tailing someone, you don't have to find a bale of hay to go into. You don't have to climb on a building. You don't have to try to find a bench to sit on to blend in. Although all those aspects are there, it's not necessary because if you can just go up to a tree or stacks of boxes and just stand behind that and you're undetected. So I find them adding a lot more to do in the game when it comes to stealth. It really made the game stand out. Like I'm playing Black Flag right now, and it's one of my favorite Assassin's Creeds in the whole series. So I don't
Yeah.
know where they messed up with Unity and Rogue. I really don't.
With Brotherhood, everything's really good except for the combat, but that's a completely different thing. But I don't really see a lot wrong with Unity other than its like stealth being a little faulty and the graphic issues like missing faces
Yeah.
and flying cats. But other than that, it really showed that they updated their IP.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's very impressive.
And there is
But
a the pat. Wait, what were you gonna say?
the fact is that Ubisoft, they had like a ton of developers working on Unity, and it came out kind of like broken and stuff. It's almost like they kind of did that intentionally because it's 2014 and there's a lot of games that came out were like insanely broken at launch,
Pretty much.
Like Dark Souls 2 and Destiny.
Destiny's a whole other thing. But before we even touch on that, we should just get into the VGAs or VGX. I think they're just gonna go back to VGA because last year it was the 10th anniversary and X is 10. So I think they're just gonna
Yeah.
be. I think they're just gonna call it VGAs again. But everyone knows that last year's VGAs, if you did watch, they were completely terrible compared to the last like years of it because one, no audiences at all.
There weren't a lot
So
of reveals either.
not a lot of reveals exactly. Like it was really poorly put together. For a 10th anniversary, you're supposed to sort of kind of go all out, but not all out, but you're sort of supposed to it's sort of supposed to be a big deal because an award show based on gaming
Mm.
got it's been around for 10 years. No one even thought gaming was going to be as popular as it is, and it is.
Yeah, they also they kind of groped Titanfall a lot. Like Titanfall and GTA was the majority of the VGXs right there.
As of last year, yeah. It was crazy.
I
So,
hope I hope it's better, but honestly, I'm just watching it for the reveals and the announcements.
me too. But
Game of the year.
Titanfall got released 2013, right?
What?
Titanfall came out last year, 2013.
Let me check. I think I think 2013.
I'm pretty sure it did because that was like one of the first games on the Xbox One in the next gen consoles, or as of last year's
March
March.
of 2014.
Oh wow, okay. So Titanfall did release this year, so that's included in our best games of 2014, as you guys can see on the screen for the as we're recording over it. But um, I just really hope that the VGAs are better this year. Yeah, I just really hope they're more put together. Bring back the live audiences. Just do better than you did last year. Like
Wait, there are no live audiences?
there were no live audiences at the last one.
Seriously?
Yeah, like there was for the demonstration. I think for the Wii, that drumming thing there was an Angry
Oh,
Joe's.
there was that one for the GTA thing, but that was utterly pointless. So like,
Yeah,
I don't really want to count that.
like it wasn't like in. I shouldn't say there wasn't any live audiences, but what I mean by that was there was just no excitement. Like when uh I forget what it showed in Angry Joe's video about something, but it showed Oh, who's that guy? Joel McHale or whatever his name is. It showed him. He revealed like a studio or a game or something, and then there was like no response from anybody. He just made the announcement, and then I'm pretty sure it just showed the clip right after. So it was it was just stupid. Like there was just no point for him to do that. But then GTA 5 won, and I can see where people were kind of pissed because one, it came out in the fourth quarter, and it wasn't even out for 6 months, wasn't even out for 3 months, and well, it was about 4 months. So yeah, last quarter of the year, and it was good, but Last of Us and Bioshock Infinite and Tomb Raider were also really good too.
Hmm.
So it was really hard to choose, but they basically just did it on pure popularity because if you went just story wise, playing of all four games that I did, honestly, I would have to go with most likely Bioshock Infinite just because that game had a lot of surprising elements, at least to me. Like that
Yeah,
ending, the ending I did not expect. So that was wonderful on 2K's part to do that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Destiny's gonna win just based on pure popularity again because
yeah,
now we can go on Destiny. We got about 14 minutes, so we're gonna try to keep it short as we can. But uh,
but yeah,
Destiny,
I can't.
I just want to say before you go ham, I just want to say you get a beta. No, you get an alpha, you get a beta, and you get delayed 5 months. The game was supposed to come out in April 2014. It got delayed 5 months, and then we get garbage. The level cap at 20, 26 with light, and you promised us all this content, and you gave us so bare minimum. Now, we're not just saying this solely because Angry Joe said it, but it's just because it is true. If you've played at least the alpha or the beta, you know exactly where he's coming from and what he's talking about. Now, I have not personally have played the main game, but Goteka has, so
Yeah, I have.
you just go ahead.
I can't stress this enough. I've been out of my whole friend group. I was the most excited for Destiny because of its content. Plus, it was made by Bungie, and none of my friends played Halo or anything. And it's kind of heartbroken after it said that they got delayed. It's very heartbroken. And right when release date came out, everything kind of went down for me because I, I was very disappointed. I wouldn't say I don't like the game. The game's like okay, it's fine, I guess. Gunplay is really good, and the balancing needs to do more balancing. And except for the supers kind of suck. But only in PVE should supers even like matter. But the game itself at launch was very lackluster. It lacked all the stuff they promised because I was looking over VDocs that Bungie made, and they promised a world to explore and a place where you never get bored.
A place where you never get bored. Gets me every time.
And there's just a lot of people. You, the maps aren't very big on either platform. I would assume that on next gen it'd be bigger because on current gen it would be a little shortened. But no, the maps are exactly the same size on every platform. And in the beta, I thought Earth in the beta it was just a small chunk of Earth. But it was literally Earth. on the full game. And like what that makes that those I could I could just go on a Sparrow and ride that for like 10 minutes and cover everything on the map.
Jeez. That's not good.
That's not no, it's not like and that's pretty much almost every map on the game. And the moon is like visually like the coolest
Oh,
the
yeah.
coolest map, like one of the coolest ones. Venus is really good too. And they just they're just also very like they're so small and you feel like you're just in this like linear game again. Like Bungie's like native gaming process is doing like linear games like Halo. But this is a free roam game where the maps aren't that big, the gunplay is really good, and enemies spawn at the exact same locations when you kill them, and they have like a time.
Yeah, they have like a
Like
timer.
yeah, they have like a time to respawn, and that's how everyone like, exploits the game with like
Exactly.
loot caves, and they got the coolest stuff in the game, and they don't know what to do because they were too busy. They're too busy like grinding this loot cave for like hours, and they're already like level 20 to 30, and they haven't even touched the campaign yet. The campaign sucks, by the way.
Like, that's the one thing about when you said about the how you can cover everything in like 10 minutes on a planet with the Sparrow. Like, that's what I find is really great about Assassin's Creed Black Flag is that you can either fast travel or you can choose to ride on your ship or your boat or ship, yeah, and just you can just go drive there by yourself, and it takes a long time. Like, it doesn't, you can't cover every single thing on the Assassin's Creed Black Flag map in 10 minutes because
Like
your boat, it's historic, it's not historically, but it's accurate to actual speed.
and
Like in Bo-
Borderlands 2 is like really big, and that's only on last gen.
and when yeah, and that's another thing I want to say. Well, how people compare Borderlands 2 to Destiny when it comes to repetitiveness and everything and grinding and everything else. But the difference with Borderlands is enemies aren't on a timer. Once you kill them in that area, you have to shut off your game, or if it is timed, it's hours because you cannot just sit in an area in 10 minutes and the enemy respawn unless you're playing, of course, a continuous mission where you're able to fail. That's different, but Borderlands 2, I should know from grinding experience because you grind like Savage Lee for the Unkempt Herald, which is a pistol in the game. You might get him on the first try, but then there's times where I've been farming the same guy for like an hour and a half and I had no success. And it's just crazy, like, and he has no time spawn. So it's not like I can just wait 10 minutes and then go back in. But with Borderlands 2 is I can get like 5, 10 kills in 10 minutes from him and possibly get it. But that's me having to restart the game also.
The thing I hate about Destiny is that I feel like it was supposed to be a grind fest from the very beginning, but it didn't really click to me when I seen like all the videos and stuff. Because like I don't know, a lot of people were saying that Destiny was the one to revolutionize the shooter. And
Didn't do
yeah,
shit.
I know, but it's just like every other shooter, almost worse than shooter RPGs.
Mm.
It's just your same mediocre shoot and loot. It's just okay. So I played the full game, thing at a friend's house as well, because I don't want to spend my money on that. But but yeah, killing enemies is fun, but you feel really confused once you kill all the enemies and you're just like, oh, okay, that's it, and then you run, and then like a minute later, they're in the same formation out of the same place, out of the same black cave with like no texture, and they're just coming out here. Actually, no, they do have textures. Sorry, they're just caves with like it's a spawning cave type thing, but they go in like the same formation, and it's just so repetitive, and I, I don't like that about a Bungie game, considering that it's made by Bungie, and Bungie made really, really, really good games in the past, like Marathon. Marathon is like really good. I recommend Marathon, by the way. If you're a fan of like Wolfenstein, the classic Wolfenstein and the classic Doom.
Yeah.
And yeah, they made Halo. Halo is like my favorite first-person shooter of all time. I'll confess to that because Halo's dead now.
Pretty much. Now, the game's next year, most anticipated. Now, we don't have much time left. We have about 44 minutes. Not 44, 4 minutes. So, most anticipated, I think, will be Dying Light. Looks really good. Dead Island 2 looks amazing. From the train wrecks we've already had. Of course, Batman Arkham Knight. Uncharted 4, especially. Tomb Raider 2. And although it's a
to the
Xbox One exclusive, and hopefully that changes. And of course, MKX. Now,
oh, buddy,
MKX we're excited for. We're really excited for that.
That game will be hype about. The hype's not dead yet.
I think but the Tomb Raider 2, I really hope that changes.
Yeah, me too. Considering I like Tomb Raider 1. Tomb Raider 1 was really good.
The remake was good. It was up for Game of the Year last year, so has to be somewhat good. Okay, so then we'll bring it to the last topic. What was your worst gaming purchase? I'll let you go first. Now think about this. Even if you can't remember from years ago, just try to remember your worst purchase. Now think really deeply about worst.
I don't think this will count, but as yard sale when I went to a friend's house over the night, and they had Action 52.
Oh no!
And he had an NES, so we just wanted to play those games on there, and oh my god!
You're going with Action 52?
I'm going with Action 52. It can't even be classified as a game. It's multiple games.
Oh man!
My worst game purchase was purchasing 52 games for like $5.
I don't even know where I'm even going to pick, because I've had so many terrible purchases. In my first game I played was Crash Bandicoot 2, so I'll put the release date somewhere on the screen. So from there is how long I've been gaming. For all those years, I've been playing games, and I've had a lot of terrible games. But I'd have to say, the biggest the biggest crackhead moment I ever did was I traded Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 4 for Defiance. So that had to be my worst. So I won't classify
the big edition.
Yeah. So I'll classify that as the worst barter I ever did. But the worst purchase? Like spent all that money and I think I returned it instantly was when I first bought Battlefield 3.
Yeah, you were playing it at the really bad time.
Yeah. But that was it. That was the podcast, guys. I hope you guys hit us back the next episode. Say your last words. Go Tekka, hurry up.